Hi, I'm Bill Corcoran Jr. This is the On the Stacks podcast.
Oh yeah, whoa, look, they can never keep me down, I'm going, and if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.
We've all been there, right? Stuck in the proverbial grind, checking off the boxes of societal expectations. It was in these moments that Katrina Wallace dared to challenge the status quo, trading her familial obligations to carve out a path of her own. And in this episode, she reminds us of the strength that lies in unexpected support and the transformative power that genuine connections can bring. Through our conversation, we explore the thought-provoking sphere of social media and its impact on our judgment of others. We dive into the very essence of it all, the art of networking and how it forms the spine of relationship building. Katrina's journey of finding her identity through community building enlightens us on the value of authentic conversations and meaningful relationships. Her experience underscores the significance of stepping out of our self-imposed boundaries, daring to live authentically, and embracing the unfamiliar. This episode would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, so please check them out in the show notes. I'm your host, Bill Corcoran Jr., and this is Katrina Wallace on the Stacks.
Look inside yourself and say, I'm not happy, or, I'm just doing this to people please. And to be honest with you, I did that for a really long time. And then 30 hit and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that. If you don't want to like me, don't. Here I am. This is me. And I'm unapologetic for it.
This episode is brought to you by Sweat Tent, the pioneers of the portable wood-burning sauna. Did you know that using the sauna 3 to 4 times per week could reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 50% and make you 60% less likely to experience Alzheimer's disease? That's why I've been a big fan of the sauna for years. But having to go to a crowded gym to do it isn't ideal. And all the at-home options are bulky and expensive. That's why I only use the Sweat Tent for my sauna needs. It's the most storable and affordable wood-burning sauna on the market. It not only takes minutes to set up, but it can reach 200 degrees Fahrenheit in 30 minutes or less. So whether you're enjoying it yourself in your backyard, with friends, or in need of a reliable sauna on the go, Sweat Tent is your best choice for the most portable, storable, and enjoyable outdoor sauna experience. All On the Stacks listeners will receive $100 off when you use code OTS. Visit sweattent.com today to get $100 off your purchase with code OTS at checkout. Again, that's sweattent.com to get $100 off with code OTS. Sweat Tent, helping you fire up your home wellness routine. This episode is brought to you by Burn, the fitness company behind the Today Show approved Burn board. If I'm being honest, working out can be a real chore, especially as a new dad in desperate need of sleep and cardio. Burn is founded by NEPA native Jimmy T. Martin, and his Burn board offers a low-impact core and cardio experience unlike anything I've done before. They have hundreds of on-demand workouts that are great for beginners, seasoned athletes, and out-of-shape podcast hosts who love supporting small businesses. My wife and I use it pretty frequently throughout the week, and it's honestly a great way to burn a ton of calories without burning a ton of cash. Not to mention, it's a great tool for skiers, runners, wrestlers, and hockey players. Jimmy is offering all On the Stacks listeners 15% off when they use the code STACKS15. Visit theburn.com today to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15 at checkout. Again, that's theburn, THEBRRN.com to get 15% off your purchase with code STACKS15. It's time to get on board today with Burn. This episode is brought to you by Cavanaugh's Grille, one of my favorite places to eat and drink in NEPA. They've got one of the best outdoor patios with 13 TVs and over 20 beers on tap. You can also dine inside at this cozy Irish-style pub where your beer never goes empty. Did I mention how delicious their food is? Their in-house smoked brisket, barbecue ribs, and wings are to die for. So grab your friends and have a drink on me at Cavanaugh's. Mention code STACKS for one free draft beer with purchase of any entree when you dine in. Located at 163 North Main Street in Mountaintop, Cavanaugh's is open at 4 p.m. during the week and 12 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday during football season. Dine in today at Mountaintop's only Irish-style pub. What's up, podcast? It's your host, Bill Corcoran Jr. here in the Blue Door Studio, protected by our friends at Ritchie Security Solutions. Katrina Wallace, welcome to the On the Stacks podcast.
Hi, Bill. This is great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome. And from what I understand, this is your first podcast, and you love the headphones.
It is. I love it. It's
right?
So clear. And
most people actually hate them.
Why?
I don't know.
You can hear everything perfectly.
I know, but people just get like weirded out by it.
I think it's because it's like God. like,
He's like, you
it's
can
a
like,
lot.
it's like you can like hear yourself in like this weird.
You also can hear yourself. That's a little odd too.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it's not bad,
It's not bad.
right? Most,
No.
like I said, most people are like, they're like, I can't do this. This is just freaky.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's roll
good,
with it.
Good. Yeah. Because I'm like, I mean, I was the same way at first too. You know, hated my voice. I'm like, oh my God, this is like so weird.
Right.
Yeah. I used to even be like, this is going to sound so crazy, but now this is on video. But even when I went from just audio only to video, I was like, oh, I can't do that.
Why?
I was like, oh, I want to see myself.
Because you don't want to see yourself and hear yourself.
Yeah. It was a
lot.
double whammy.
It is a lot. I can't lie. I might not even watch my own show. Who knows?
Listen, sometimes I don't either.
Really?
Yeah. Eric does. Thanks, Eric. Shout out to Eric. Yeah. Eric has to unfortunately see my face every week when he edits.
Every day.
Every week when he edits the show. Probably every day, actually. Yeah. I put him through a lot of pain and suffering. So I apologize to Eric for all the lost time.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, this is great. You know, I think for you, I'm really glad that we connected to do this because Anthony, I think you even said it yourself, it's like a bit outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely.
Right?
It is a lot to share everything I'm sharing and putting it all out there and just to see
Yeah.
what people have to say back.
Yeah. So like, why is that? Like, why do you feel like, you know, this is outside? I mean, I know for a lot of people, like it is like if somebody's never done this before, right?
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, it could be a little intimidating, whatever, but like why more so is it outside of your comfort zone?
I think because I'm a very private person. So, you know, everyone sees me out and I'll say hello and all of that. But I'm actually a very private person and keep a lot of things to myself. So, you know, with this, you don't know what you're going to ask me or all of that. So you could ask me something and I'm going to answer it. And it might not be something I would just talk to you at, you know, and tell you normally.
Yeah. I get to, I was gonna say, I get to ask everybody the hard questions.
Right.
You know, I'm like,
You weren't just normally asked those to me. So
yeah.
here we are.
We're under with a hot light, you know, with the, and, you know, this is like it's an interrogation. You know, this is like,
I hope not.
no, I'm kidding. Yeah, it'll start getting warmer soon. You know, then I'll start sweating.
We'll be sweating.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I make sure we turn the air conditioning up here, so we'll be good. But no, I think this is great. You know, like you said, like a lot of people probably see you in the community, and you know, like you said, you're a very private person, and even me too. Like knowing that, like I think I knew that about you, right? So like in a good way, I was pleasantly surprised when you're like, hey, like I need to do this, and
Yeah.
other people have recommended you, and so yeah, so people want to hear from you, by the way, like for real, and like you should take that, and I don't really follow my own advice with this sometimes, but like you should take it as a compliment.
You know, I'm trying because it's interesting to see people, you know, wanting to hear my opinion on things, not in relation to the stacks, but just in relation to like philanthropy and advice. And I'm just like, me? You want that all from me? But so it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Well, good. So all right. So now we got to get on to like the real hard questions.
There we go.
These are like super. This is like so easy. It's gonna be like the easiest thing you've ever done. You know, there's no. We don't have the bright lights like PA Live.
That's true.
Yeah.
They are very bright.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
But very bright lights.
Very bright lights. I haven't been to the new. Haven't been on the new set.
You'll have to go.
You've been?
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
been.
It got brighter.
It got a lot brighter, a lot bigger, a lot brighter. But it's great. It's absolutely beautiful. You have to go.
It is. I mean, obviously, you know, of course, I see it on TV.
Well, true.
It's a really cool set.
It's neat.
It is.
And when you're on it now, the new one, it's incredible.
It feels
You
even.
feel like you're in New York or somewhere.
You know, that's the first time I saw it. I don't know what I was trying to, like, when I saw it, I literally thought it looked similar to, like, I was thinking in my head, like a New York type.
Like a big city.
Yeah, like, you know, like a Good Morning America
Yes.
type. It literally has like that vibe. I mean, they did a hell of a job.
It's amazing.
With it. Like, it is so cool. I'd love to see that stuff, obviously, because I'm, you know, kind of in the,
Right.
you know, I'm not on daytime TV, but, you know, similar business in a sense, you know, in terms of podcasts, you know, studios, and it's exciting. It's, but yeah, I love to see it. And I'm building that other studio back there. You saw the mess back there.
Well, you should go on, advertise it. There you go.
Yeah. So Chris, you guys got to have me back on.
We'll get you on.
Yeah. All right. Do you know some people there?
I know some people.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So you know, I obviously I know a little bit about you, a little bit about, you know, your family. I feel like your name, people obviously recognize your name from the, you know, the family business, which is, you know, in this area is a very, like, it's a big thing. There's a lot of family businesses in this area. And, we're a small enough town, like everybody kind of knows everybody.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, it's an interesting topic to talk about because it's, like I said, this area just has a lot of prominent businesses, family businesses, and all that. And I don't think it's talked about enough. And sometimes I feel like people assume too much about either you or me or whatever. Like, people think that, sometimes maybe people get handouts and or whatever else. There's a lot of, I think, misconceptions.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I think it's hard too. So my dad started the business over 40 years ago. So that was way before me. And I think people just think, oh, like, it is what it is. And, that's what she's going to do. And I did work in the family business for a little bit and then realized that maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, I love my family. My family's my everything. But
shout out to the fam.
They're pretty great. They're really great. But, I wanted something different and I wanted something more. And, I wanted the separation between family and work, to be honest with you. I wanted to not carry that over because at that time I was still living with my family. I was 25-ish. So
this is right after college.
Right after college, yep. I was getting my master's and working at the dealership, which, was great because...
What did you do?
I did their accounting and did, the deals and all of that because I went to school and I went to school at Marist and got a degree in accounting and a minor in business.
So you're a numbers person.
I'm a numbers
I am
geek.
not.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I love it.
Ooh.
But don't ask me about art
God
or
bless
history because no, you're getting nothing. But back to my point.
Yeah.
So I was doing their deals, the accounting, all the number side, bills, all of that. And I liked it. I'm a numbers person. I liked it. But then, when I was getting my MBA, you learn a lot more. You learn more about businesses and different businesses. And, there's so many things out there that you can do. And I was like, we have to move forward a little bit. But what do you do? So that's where the kicker, of my life kicked in, and I was like, oh, what are we doing?
Yeah. So did you feel like as a kid growing up, did you feel obligated to work in the family business?
Honestly, a little bit, just because of that's how my brain worked with the numbers, the business, and not the history art side. My sister, who's a few years older than me, her brain works the other way. She's the history, the art, she's a teacher. So she took that path and she was kind of known that she wasn't going to take the dealership path because she wanted to be a teacher. And that's incredible because I could never do that.
Yeah, God bless teachers.
God bless teachers
teachers.
Can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was a kid one time. I'm still a big kid, but I was a kid one time. God bless teachers.
Right. So, she took her own path. And then, but when my brain was working more business-like and more numbers, they were like, all right, go try it.
You were like a fit.
Right. It fit. And then... could I have stayed there? Absolutely. It was never, you have to leave. But I was like, we're leaving. We're figuring this out. We're going to venture on our own path and create our own name. And, I've always been someone's little sister or daughter or, so-and-so something. I wanted it to be, oh, you're Katrina Wallace. What am I known for? And now a few years later, down the road, I am paving that name for myself, and it's really nice to see that.
Yeah. So do you feel like you struggled having your own identity and finding your own identity?
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. So after college, when I came back, I was, working for the dealership and getting my master's. That's when I was like, I'm going to find myself, blah, blah, blah. No, because how do you find yourself? I had no friends, living at home, which is great. But you need more, you need friends. You need to go out every now and then, but I had zero friends. So I was like, how am I going to find myself when you're just talking to your family all the time? And that's where leadership came in, that, I was able to really find myself in Leadership Wilkes-Barre, which is now Leadership Northeast.
Yeah. So you were working at the family business when you went through leadership?
Yeah, 2017.
Okay.
So, yep, I started leadership in 2017 and was still working at the dealership.
So what did it do for you?
Oh God, what didn't it do? So I went into leadership kind of resentful. I can't lie.
You were like, I don't want to do this.
I was just like, I don't want to do this. It's 8 hours, like, once a month.
It's a commitment.
Like, this is a lot.
big commitment,
like,
right?
and I was kind of just like, "Meh, I don't want to do this.
I don't need this.
Well, I don't need it, but I needed it. I had no friends. So I went into it being like, I'm just going to make friends. If I get nothing else out of it, I'm going to make friends. Well, let me tell you, I have the most incredible friends from it. But what I also learned is that giving back and, you know, doing things for our local community is truly what fuels my passion. And even, you know, Jess Cronauer, the leader of leadership, she's a idol to me. She's not only such an incredible human and so good at her job, but, you know, you call her and she's busy and all of that, but she's going to answer that phone and say, what do you need? What's up? How can I help you? And I think that's what I loved about leadership too, is that, you know, they're always there for you. All of these people you met at leadership are now always there for you. And I don't think you get that all the time in friends.
Yeah. And I think that's also, you know, just this something with this area too. You know, that type of, obviously, you know, having that tight knit. I mean, that is like one thing I really obviously love about this area, and I feel like you would probably agree.
No,
I'm over here speaking for you.
No,
but like it's like a, you know,
you're
that's
absolutely right.
Like, you don't really get this a lot like other places.
Well, I was just gonna say that a lot of people are like, oh, I don't like the valley, and I'm like, have you stepped outside other than the one restaurant or one bar that you go to?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Have you talked to new people? Have you gone to new places? Have you just gone outside to a random park or anything?
Yeah, got involved with something.
Right, get involved with something random, or go to the Kirby Center. Like, do anything random. I don't care what you do, but do something different, and you'll realize how great the area is and how welcoming it is, and how, like, you'll find a friend just going to one of these things, and it's not hard. You literally just have to say hello.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to give a whole spiel.
But you were like, I'm not doing this.
I was in the beginning. I was really, but then by the end, I was the girl sobbing at closing retreat because I loved it so much.
And here now we're talking about it for 10 minutes because it had that much of an impact.
It's incredible, and I'm still involved with it 5 years later, and I plan to be for the rest of my life as long as they want to keep having me.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Jess Cronauer.
She's incredible.
I grew up actually on the same street as her.
No way.
Believe it or not. Yep, in Wilkes-Barre on Melrose Ave. I for up until I was 12 years old, I lived down the street. I forget how many houses down the street from her, but I was friends. I'm sure you know Derek, her brother.
Yes.
Yeah. So Derek and I were the same age, and we were like, I think Derek was probably like one of my first like neighborhood friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to Derek. And their dad also married me and Jess, so like it's crazy.
What a small world.
Yeah, but Derek and I, we used to, ride bikes.
Right, play together.
Almost get run over by Mart's buses, all good, real safe. Kidding, by the way, Mart's, nobody got hurt. But yeah, like I literally lived, like there was that, the Mart's bus terminal right down there, like by Myers. I grew up right down the road from the Cronauers, and me and Derek were riding bikes and, acting like maniacs when we were kids.
Yeah, they're great.
It was a good time. Yeah, but I remember, just like, would occasionally like be like babysitting, and it was like it was cool. Like it's like just it's like nostalgic when you said like when it just brings me right back to that street, because I was like, up until I was 12 years old, that was like obviously a huge part of my life.
Absolutely.
And just a lot of good memories there.
That's
it's like
good.
I occasionally still just like drive, like go down like to that road, just like just for the heck of it. Just be like, this is like the old street.
A little beep beep and keep on driving.
Yeah, just go look at the old house. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, and then like, there's Derek's house. So I call it Derek's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I think I probably spent maybe more time at his house than mine, but Nintendo 64.
Oh God.
Yeah.
We're old.
I know, right? I think we played GoldenEye like for way too many hours. Like, yeah, but good times.
Hey.
Good times. But yeah, so the leadership thing, after you did that, did you like say to yourself like, oh, well, maybe I'm gonna, now that I've gone through this, am I gonna make some type of change in my life? Yes.
So by the end of leadership, you graduate in May or June, something along those lines. By the spring, I had decided, what am I going to do? Like, I'm leaving the dealership. What am I going to do? Well, at that point, actually, a person in leadership, who is still my current boss, said, apply for this job. It's at Guard Insurance. Apply for this job. See if you get it. I think you'll like it. Well, I got it. And I graduated from leadership in June, started this job in July, and it's been all history from there.
So what was that? What was that like when you decided like you were going to leave the business? Like did that weigh on you? And like did you feel Did you feel pressure like from not only like family but like community, like just
So-
kind of like that pressure because of like because of your last name and because of
Right.
like your family, and it's like, you know, you're the, like you said, you're the daughter of.
Right. You're
You know?
always the daughter of someone.
Yeah.
From my family, no, they were kind of just like, why are you doing that? You know, you have an easy thing going. Just stick with it. And I was like, no, I would say honestly, it was more the community.
Like you just felt like there's
There's a little bit of judgment of what are you doing? Like, just stay there. And that, if anything, that drove me more to, you know, want to get out, which I did. And here we are.
Yeah. So like, did that like kind of affect you like personally and professionally like afterwards?
Yes and no. I think that's a little dramatic, Bill. But
I'm dramatic. I'm a dramatic guy.
I just think it just drove me more. It drove me more to want to, again, like I said, become my own person and create my own legacy. And, you know, I'm grateful for the legacy I have with my family, and that I, you know, the prominent, you know, that aspect of it. But I also want to build my own and, you know, build my own road and figure out where that's taking me.
Yeah. So what is your own thing? What is this? Like, what are you looking to do?
Well,
I know, like this is still like, still building, still working. But
I'm still building, and I'm still, you know, trying to find a passion, a true passion. Do I think I found it job-wise yet? No, but you know, I'm still young. I just turned 30. And we have time to find that passion. But as for a personal passion, I've definitely found that. It's definitely volunteering and doing all sorts of things like that. I'm involved with 13 different organizations.
13.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm not home.
I knew you were involved a lot, but I didn't know it was that many.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I love it. I can't imagine. Like, I don't know what people do that don't volunteer. Like, you go home after
Yeah, or don't
work.
get involved in something, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, you go home after work and do what? Like, I go home at 9 o'clock at night and go to bed and then go to work and then volunteer again. So I'm like, oh, like, there's people that don't do this.
What do those people do with their time?
What do you do with your time?
Yeah, what do you do?
Or like when you get sick and you can't go to an event, I'm like, oh, like, this is what normal people do.
So like, we're not normal.
We're not
right?
normal.
We're not, but it's a good,
In that
but it's
retrospect.
good.
But it's
good.
great. It
Yeah.
is incredible. I wouldn't trade it for a thing. Volunteering makes me so darn happy.
What was one of the first things you did?
Well, leadership would definitely be the first one. So then you become an alumni and you can volunteer on their alumni, you know, council and all of that. But then after that, it pushed me into Dress for Success, which is now, you know, my baby. It's what made me, you know, you're right, the first thing.
Yeah.
So it's what's home to me. But it's also what has given me the confidence to even sit here and do this. I would never.
Yeah,
so,
I know. I remember like you, when we first spoke about this, like a few weeks or a month ago, whenever it was, you're like, this is not something I would ever do. And I'm like, we have to do
You're
this.
like, then you're doing it here.
I'm like, yes, you're signed up.
Right. You're
Yeah,
like,
here's the date. Please show up.
Yeah, please do it.
Yeah.
No, Dress for Success really a platform, you know, pushed me into that. So that was 2018. And I was just a board member, you know, just cruising along, doing what they told me, all of that. And then the end of that year, actually, they said, oh, why don't you take over this event called Diamonds Downtown at that point. And I was like, okay, great. Like, a little scared, but I said, great. Well, then COVID hits. We didn't have the event the next year. So my anxiety had to sit with that for a year because we didn't have the event. So I'm like, all right, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it. So 2021 rolls around. We have the event. I do it. I do it well, I think. You know, it goes well. It goes okay. 2022 rolls around and I want to make some changes. I proposed it to the board and I was just kind of like, let's move locations. Let's change names. Let's do this. Let's do this. And you kind of got the deer in the headlights look from the board.
Yeah, like, we don't change things.
Yeah, they're like, why are you changing something good? You know, why would you? Don't mess around if something's working. But I said, you know, I'm going to take full. If it goes bad, it's on me. Like,
it's like, what? Like, did you like have a different role at this point?
So yeah. So at that point, I'm now the vice chair of the organization, and I am the chair of the Diamonds Downtown event.
Nice.
So when I actually did change it last year, and now it is at the Westmoreland Club, and it is, you know, just different. It has a different name, obviously, because it was called Diamonds in the Woods because it was at the Woodlands.
All right.
But the coolest thing about the event, which everybody kind of relates it to me, is that it's all glitter and sparkles because there's a chance to win a real diamond. There's champagne glasses and they all have diamonds in them, fake diamonds, and one is real.
Yeah, I know my wife, I was telling you right before that, she looks forward to this every year. Like she was like, you know, when you know, she knew you were coming in today and she was texting, she was like, hey, is today, you know, day Katrina's coming in? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, just sign up for the event. She's like, I can't wait.
It's magical. And I'm proud to say that last year was the first year we sold out.
That's awesome.
Even with all the changes and all of that. And it's been going for about 10 years now. So, you know, I'm really proud of myself in that retrospect that, you know, you started as a board member, then COVID hit, then, you know, it blossomed me into this. You
became a leader.
Right.
Literally.
Me, little old me.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Little old Katrina.
Little old me. It's nuts.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great. So yeah, tickets just launched for that and I'm really excited. And, you know, I got an email actually from Linda, the director, and she was like, they're already flying off the shelf. And I'm like, oh my God, they launched 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
But here we are. And that's my passion, is Dress for Success. But yes, there are 12 others that I am so in love with as well, but the one that made me who I am is Dress for Success.
That's cool. So I want to talk about that change thing for a bit, because I think that's like an important topic. Like, you know, it's, you know, business, whatever it is, like people always are afraid of change, right? And when you change things, people always like, whether it's change careers, you know, make a change, you know, at your job. Like you said, you went to the board and said, hey, I want to change some things up and make it better, and here's why. And then people probably give you those funny looks, which, you know, you got some funny looks.
Yeah.
But like, let's just talk about that for a minute, because, you know, I think it's one of those things that, again, not that you have to go in and shake things up, you know, in any, you know, business or organization, but like, you know, I'm the type of person that, like, I always say there's always room for improvement, you know, and I always keep that attitude, like, you know, always learning, you know, always trying to be better, and, you know, what's the saying? If it's not broke, don't fix it. But there's an exception.
Right. And times were changing. And I think a lot of my goal with change is to change the way people look at volunteering and get more of our generation, the younger generation, involved in all of this. So I kind of knew these changes would help with that. So that, you know, that was one of the key reasons I changed. It wasn't just, like you said, just to shake things up.
Yeah, so you feel like there wasn't enough, like, of our generation, like, involved?
You know, I feel like it was more of older is like a terrible word to use. It's not older. Right, but it's just not whatever we are.
You know, not our
Gen
generation.
X or whatever we are. Right. Yeah. So it was just more of our parents that were coming to these events and things like that. And I'm like, no, I wanted to, let's bring in the young people. Let's see what they can do.
Bring in the young guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that they let a 29-year-old in charge of an event for 250 people. Mind-blowing, but...
Yeah, and it's something you had never done?
No.
You just took this on, like, I'm just going to do it.
I've never been in charge of, like, events like that in my life. And now, whew.
Shout out to leadership.
They made me...
They're really getting their money's worth.
I know.
I mean, seriously.
I know. They made me who I am, though. I mean, I had 0 friends. Yeah, I don't think people...
No friends.
No friends. I mean, I had high school friends, cool. And then you go to college, you have college friends. Okay. Then you come back from college. Well, they all live in Long Island. I'm not going to Long Island every day. So then you come back and I had 0 friends. And to now think that, honestly, I don't think I could write down like all the people I know and love on a sheet of paper. It would just keep going because leadership just opens these doors for you. I'm telling you, I could go on for leadership for 4 hours. Like, I know you don't want that, but I could.
Yeah, we'll save that for the paid ad. I'm kidding.
Hey.
But no, I just want to go touch on that a little bit too. Like you said, like you had no friends, and like there was like I think point in time for me too. Like when I went to Penn State, and then when I came back home, it was kind of I was sort of like in that similar.
Yeah.
It was like, you know, for me, I became like better friends, I think, with the people I went to college with, than, you know, not that I disliked my high school friends by any means, but it was just like everybody kind of went somewhere different.
Exactly.
Everybody just kind of went somewhere else, and, you know, everybody sort of lost touch, you know, little by little.
Right.
You know, maybe not like freshman year of college.
Exactly.
But it was just like, you know, it just kind of, you know, as you go through the college career, it's like then you get, you know, you have roommates, you get an apartment, and it's like you really start to make like really close friends in college. And for me, like same thing, like I just became really good friends with my college friends.
Right.
And then like when I came home, I'm just like,
Right. Now what?
Now what? Like,
right.
My friends, they're New Jersey,
hours away,
New York, like, and I was never really one to be like, oh, I'm leaving this area.
Right.
Did I think about it and consider it? Yeah, like 100%. Like, I applied for jobs like in Manhattan and Philadelphia and like, I mean, really anywhere, you know, just in general, because I just like want to get a job, you know. But yeah, like same thing. It was just you come home and it's like, well,
now what?
Now what?
And that's what I said. Like, you have a great family too. We have great families, but like you need friends.
Yeah.
And when I didn't have that, and yeah, I met people getting my master's, but they had their own kids and their own friends. And so I still had no one until leadership. I'm telling you, zero. My family can attest to that when they listen to this. They'll be like, she had 0 friends and now she has too many.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, it's better than the 0.
It's a lot better than the 0.
Better than the 0.
And it's cool because it's people you would never meet. So like my best friend, when I met her, she lived in Archibald. I don't even know where Archibald was at that time.
Who's this?
Amber Loomis.
Is this Amber? I thought it was
Amber Reedinger now,
yeah,
but she'll forever be Amber Loomis to me.
Yeah, shout out to Amber.
But yeah, so, you know, I didn't even know where Archibald was when she was living there. So people...
Like, who the hell? Yeah, what the hell is that?
I'm like, where's that? Yeah. But she was living there, and now, you know, our paths crossed, and it's amazing the people that you get to meet. Because it's not just your typical high school or, you know, this little group of people. It is people from all over that do all different things and all different ages.
Yeah, and you grow apart from a lot of that too. Like, like, I mean, I you know, same thing for me. Like, it was just like, you know, even for myself, even just like in the last few years of my life, a lot of people have changed in my life, not in like a bad way. Like, you know, like, oh, screw that person. It was just like, hey, we're in different places, just in you know, career paths, family, whatever it is. And it's just, you know, people just, you know, if you want to grow, like, you can't, you know, again, nothing against, you know, any old friends, whatever. Like, it's just, you know, sometimes you just outgrow people, and you just then, I feel like sometimes I can't relate.
Right. No, I agree with
so
that.
It's like, you know, it's just like, well.
And I think with growing also comes like living authentically. And that is something I really am focusing on, especially now, like at 30, now that I feel so wise and old.
All this wisdom. Yeah.
But something I'm really trying is to live my best authentic life. And I mean, if I said that to you, what does that mean to you? Now I'm going to ask a question to you.
Ooh,
what does that mean to you, Bill?
Guys, she put me in the hot seat. I think really just not really caring about what other people think. I mean, like, that's like the big one, right? Like, feeling like you're judged, and like feeling like if you're growing apart from somebody, it's like, that's I'm trying to think of how to say it. Like, it's either you just stay in that same place, whatever it is, friends, career, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Like, you stay in that same place, but if you still have this in the back of your mind, like, I should really go do that, I should really go try that, but yet you're just, I don't want to say you're being dragged down by a group of people or friends or another person. And this is, you know, I'm not like insinuating like anybody like specifically here. I'm just just in general, like, you know, you really have to, I'll say, get a little bit outside of your comfort zone, which we said earlier, and try some different things. Because like, once you do, I think you'll start to actually realize like, oh shit, I actually really like that. Or, you know what? I never thought I'd be friends with this girl, Amber, from Archibald. It's like, oh my God. It's like, now it's like you have this new thing. And then you feel like it feels more authentic. Like, you're like actually, you know, instead of just sitting and, you know, maybe no friends or maybe just some friends that just doing the same old thing. And it's like, that gets old. It gets stale. And to like really live like authentically, I think it definitely starts with really not caring what other people think.
Absolutely. Right. And that's exactly where it starts. Yeah. And I totally agree that it's related to growth and everything. But to me, it's also the, you know, who, what, when, where, and why of how you're going to live authentically. So who do you really want to be? You know, what makes you happy? Where do you see yourself, like, that you are living the most authentic life? Is it running? Is it doing a podcast? Is it cooking? Whatever makes you happy, just find it. Who, what, when, where, why? Why? Like, why do you feel the need for this change? And when do you think this change came? And when do you think you stopped living authentically? And I think it's huge. I think people don't realize how important it is to, you know, look inside yourself and say, you know, I'm not happy, or, you know, I'm just doing this to people please. And to be honest with you, I did that for a really long time. And then 30 hit, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need to do that. If you don't want to like me, don't. But here I am. This is me. And I'm unapologetic for it.
Yeah. And you should be. You should be, like 100%. And I agree. Like, cause I'll say like over the years have probably, I've experienced some of that same, thoughts. Right. And it's like, man, like, oh, do I really want to keep doing this same thing or that thing? And it's like, and then same thing, like you might feel like, because you might outgrow people, you have to kind of, I want to say like move on, but it's like
you
awkward.
Do. Sometimes
you know what I mean?
You have to move and grow, and
you have to, like, you just have to, and
you have to, and it's uncomfortable. Nothing about growth and living, unapologetically is comfortable. Nothing. It's not. And sometimes goodbyes are hard, and you're right. Like, you grow away from people, and that is really hard.
It is, especially in a small town.
Right, a small town.
It's even harder.
Where everybody knows you.
Yeah, it's not like you're. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, right. It's not like you're like in Manhattan, where it's like, well, you'll probably never see them again, kind of sort of thing. Like if you don't want to, really. Like,
or like we live in such a small town. Everybody's business is everybody else's business. Mm-hmm. So back to my 30. Can you tell I really struggled?
You're really hung up. I'm really hung up on the 30
I
thing,
am. We're working on it.
All right.
But the point of that is, so going into 30. I struggled with anxiety really bad. I don't know why. I just thought my life was ending at 30. Why? I don't know. Nothing changed. I woke up, and you literally just woke up and it was your birthday. Nothing happened. But going into it, I started to struggle with anxiety terribly. And it's funny because people started to realize that before I even did. So just because you go silent on social media, or you don't post as much, or you don't text your friend back, people notice things in this valley before you even do. There are people, I'll even shout her out because it's not like anything bad, but Jess Cronauer, I remember going to an event and she was like, where were you? Were you okay? Like, we haven't seen you. And I was like, no, I've been struggling with anxiety. Like, and she was like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. And then offered, help, advice, all of that. But
people notice.
But people notice things before you even do in this valley. And I think that's why, you just have to live, and not everybody's going to like it. Yeah. But people will always be there for you. Like, I can tell you, struggling with that, I now see that, there's people that'll judge you in this valley, and there's negative things, but there's also people that'll have your back to the end of time. And people you wouldn't even think, just random people who reply to your, Instagram stories or something like that.
It's always the person you least expect, isn't it?
Yes, and then they share their problems with you that you don't even know they're going through.
All
of
a sudden, it's like you became each other's therapists.
Right. It's life is weird. This valley is great, but it's really weird because you then get so connected with people, but I love it. I love connections, and if anxiety had to be a part of my life, I'm glad I had the support system I did with people that actually cared about me.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but I'm an unlicensed therapist. That's actually what a podcaster is, pretty much.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
It really does.
Like,
this is very relaxing. I love it.
Yeah. I tell everybody, I joke all the time because I'm like, I've had, and I'm great, and I have to say, like, I'm like so grateful for people that have came on this show, yourself included. You're in this too, but like literally, like everybody that has come on here and I'll say gotten outside of their comfort zone. And like literally came here and like said things that they probably never would have said, like some things that they probably wouldn't even tell like their closest family. Mm-hmm. People have come here and said things like, and spilled it to the whole world. And like, I'm just like, oh my God, like why are people telling me all this stuff? But it was in a good way. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, people were willing to be vulnerable.
Absolutely.
And I think vulnerability, when you put yourself in a vulnerable spot, it makes that creates growth.
It's huge.
But like, it's just, like I said, I'm an unlicensed therapist. And I get paid as an unlicensed one too, because I make very little money. No, only the licensed ones make real money. So maybe I'll have to go get a license for that.
Hey.
But no, it's just, I joke because like it's a lot of times, and it's like a thing like between like,
no,
it's like, and I don't know how or why people like trust me, like with coming on here and like, spilling the beans about things. But like, it's cool though. Like I really, I don't take it lightly.
No, and you shouldn't, like, because honestly, I can say, I can't talk for, all the 174 other people, but for myself, I can say that I would never say these things to someone that wasn't, my sister or my best friend, or, sharing things is so hard.
Yeah, and we don't really know each other, like, really that well.
Right, like, I would say we're a little more than acquaintances. Yeah. You're a great guy, but, I mean, I don't know your deepest, darkest secrets, or I'll tell you them after. I don't know your favorite color. Like, I don't know these things about, you know what I mean? So, it's just mind-blowing. You're right that I'm sharing all these things with you, but, you know, I wouldn't call you to be like, hey, let me tell you this on a random Friday.
Maybe
like,
after this, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll do the follow-up unlicensed
call,
therapy sessions.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have a follow-up call. But no, it's cool. Like I said, like I don't take it lightly, and I really like look at it like, man, this is you know, it's just very unique. I can't explain it. It's just a unique thing, you know. With
You
just,
should feel honored, truly.
yeah, like I really am, because like it's, you know, the people I've met and this journey, this whole thing, like it's wild.
It is.
It's unimaginable. And it's just kind of going back to like just getting outside of the comfort zone. Like I said, like before we first started, like I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to hear my own voice when I started a podcast.
Right.
I was just like, I'll just try this thing. It was kind of cool. Like, I don't know. Podcast thing sounds cool. You know,
right.
3.5 years ago.
And look at you now. Like, it's crazy.
Look
like,
at this.
And now you're comfortable. And so
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, it was uncomfortable at one point. And now you're just hanging here, talking, doing your thing. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't think people realize. You have to be vulnerable in some respect to grow.
Yeah.
And to live your best life. I'm sorry. If you're not being vulnerable, like, you're just blocking off people. And I can say that because I've done that. So.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, not only, you know, when you said, like, people would, like, reach out and, like, support you, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, but just along those lines of, like, being supportive, like, I've found, you know, and this is no knock on any one person in particular, but just like I've always found, like with this and like what I'm doing, that the people, same thing with you, whether it was a personal issue or whatever it was, but like even professionally here, the people that have supported me were the ones that I least expected.
Right.
Like literally least expected. Like, you know, people that I would have expected to support me didn't.
Right.
And still don't. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you know, was I maybe bitter about a little bit of it, some of it here and there? Sure I was, you know, like who doesn't want the support of like their friends and their family?
Absolutely.
Like, you know, saying, hey, you know, this is cool, you know, whatever, but it is what it is, you know, and you can't always expect that everybody's going to support you. And I think when you, I'll say like, you know, then I just had to start taking like a different approach and thinking like, well, I expect nothing from anybody. So when you expect nothing,
Oh, I like that.
and then when somebody does support you, it's like, oh, cool.
Right.
But like, you just can't have that expectation. And I think maybe you know, and I'll put it on me even. Like, I think maybe I had like an expectation, like these people should support me, and no one's obligated to support me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I was like, anyway, but you would think that they would because like people are close to you, you know? But
Right.
I found in like that, like, and you know, shout out to all my sponsors, and I don't want to like, you know, list them all because I'll forget half them and then they'll all cancel me. But like, it's just like all these people, like majority of the people that support this show, you know, not only financially, of course, that's important,
Sure.
but you know, just everything else. It's people that some people I didn't even know up until literally a week ago.
See,
it's crazy.
That's amazing.
It's like crazy, you know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I think once you just, you know, sort of put yourself out there, like, you know,
have to.
me, and then I'm putting other people, you know, here
You're
too.
putting us
like,
all out there, but
yeah, I'm putting everybody. Everything's on the table here, you know. But yeah, there's just something about like just having these types of conversations, you know.
yeah, and it's an easier way to put things out there.
It
You
is.
know, sure, I would love to share, you know, my life with people.
Yeah, but how the hell do you do that?
But
right?
how do you
Like,
just
yeah.
walk up? You don't walk up to someone in a bar and give them their life story. Like, no, you'd get arrested for
Yeah.
something.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, like this
so-
crazy woman.
Right.
You know?
So,
Yeah.
no, so it's nice to be able to share your story here and, you know, get your thoughts and your feedback. And even listening, you've had a lot of my friends and acquaintances on. And to be honest with you, I've learned things about them that I didn't even know. And some of them are my best friends. So,
Yeah.
it's mind blowing to me that.
On the Stacks will be back in a flash after a word from our sponsor. This episode is brought to you by Elevation Wellness, NEPA's premier wellness center located on Mundy Street in Wilkes-Barre. From pro athletes to busy parents, Elevation Wellness is leading the conversation when it comes to bettering your health through integrative medicine. Founded by NEPA native Louis Helmecke, Elevation Wellness offers physician-formulated and guided treatments that are administered by registered nurses. To learn more about how you can experience the benefits of IV vitamin therapy, multivitamin booster shots, non-invasive aesthetics, or peptide, NAD, red light, and compression therapy, visit elevation-wellness.com or follow them on Instagram at Elevation Wellness NEPA. All On the Stacks listeners will receive 10% off their first purchase with code STACKS at checkout. Call 570-762-9400 or visit elevation-wellness.com to book your appointment today. Elevation Wellness, taking your health to new heights. Welcome to the future. While you're hearing this ad in the present, the Center for Technology Innovation at Lackawanna College is preparing students for the jobs of tomorrow in the world of advanced technology. The Center for Technology Innovation will offer undergraduate degree programs, corporate training, as well as short-term stackable certificates in areas such as robotics, cybersecurity, electric vehicles, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence. Based at a 90,000 square foot facility in downtown Scranton, Pennsylvania, the Center for Technology Innovation is located 2 hours from the major cities of New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, and is just 15 minutes from a commercial airport in a region thriving with tourist attractions and a vibrant restaurant, educational, and cultural scene. Lackawanna College is a proven industry-leading innovator. But don't just take my word for it. Fast Company even recognized Lackawanna College's reputation for innovation by naming them to their top 10 list as one of the world's most innovative companies. For more information or to enroll, call 877-346-3552 or visit lackawanna.edu.
I have the privilege of representing people who have been injured through no fault of their own, and they come to us and they place a lot of trust in us, and we represent them against corporations and insurance companies, and we make those companies know that our clients have a story, that they deserve compensation, and I'm proud to be able to do that for our clients at Anzalone Law.
To learn more, visit Anzalone Law offices online at anzalonelaw.com. And now we're back on the stacks.
You know, we live in such a small valley, and there's so many people that are in the valley that we don't know that much about, even if they're close to us.
I know, right? It's like we literally see each other sometimes somebody like you see each other at events weekly.
All the time.
Sometimes more than once a week.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's
And you didn't know, you know stuff about me, but not all this.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So for you, when you said the anxiety thing, when that all happens, how did you get yourself out of that rut?
Oh God. Well, we embraced that 30 was gonna be okay. It was. But honestly, it was just really talking to a lot of my friends and acquaintances, because so many of them had struggled with it and I didn't even know that, or they struggled with it prior and I didn't know that. So honestly, talking to them and having that support, and I think just that's when the living authentically really kicked in, because I was like, you need to stop worrying about everybody else and worry about your darn self, because you're not doing well. So pull it together, figure out how you're going to keep going. And that's when I was like, all right, we're living authentically. We're going forward. But here's the thing. Like I said, you don't just wake up and tomorrow you're not going to be like, oh, I talked to Katrina, now I'm living authentically. No, it takes freaking forever. You have to look inward. And I mean, I'm still working on it. I turned 30 in April, and it's whatever it is now, August 1st. Oh my God. But it's August and I'm still working on it, but I can easily say that I am probably living my best life that I've ever lived, because I live for me and I live to do what makes me happy. And I don't think people do that enough. We're also worried about what other people think, and, is this person friends with this person, and what do they think of me? No one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares.
And I think too, I could even kind of speak up a little on this too, but it's with you, with having, a legacy family and a very well-known family, successful in business, I think sometimes people just look at you differently. As if you're, people might think that you think, that, oh my God, she thinks she's better than everybody. It's nah,
right.
You actually just don't know her.
Right.
Exactly. Maybe you just don't know him.
Exactly. You just don't know these families that are well known, or, even business people that have now made such a name for themselves, and people are so judgmental of them as well.
Yeah.
And I'm just why? Why are you doing this? And then, the people that judge me, I look at it this way. So people can judge you all they want, but is it a metaphor or simile? I don't even know.
Don't ask me.
It's one of those.
Don't ask me.
Yes, we all are in the same ocean in different boats. I get that. No one's boat is the same. But you know what else isn't the same? Who's steering the boat? So if you have a poor attitude and you're steering, a giant boat, aka the Titanic. Look what happened there. How did that go for everybody? But if you're in this little kayak and you have this great attitude and you're just cruising down, you know, whatever river or lake or whatever you're doing, it's all about your attitude. So yeah, if you're going to have a poor attitude towards me, it's going to come off that way. But I'm not going to give in to that. You know, I'm the positive person. I like to think, you know, I like to cover myself in glitter all the time, and I like to be sparkly and positive all the time. And
is glitter on the
always,
roses
I had to.
Yeah.
I had to.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think you have to do that. You have to be positive. And if you're not, that's what you're going to get back.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. And you know, like specifically, even like you know, I wear the backwards hat. Sometimes people bust me out. I'm like, I don't care. You know what you know, do you know? The thing is, like, I mean, I maybe like dress a little more casually nowadays than I used to be. You know, like I used to be suit guy. You probably remember me, you know, from back when I was suit guy days. But like, you know, like, why can't you show up? Why can't you wear a hat? Like, does that make me, you know, like, you know who I am? Like, would you take me any less serious or professional whether I was wearing a hat or not?
No.
Right?
No.
It's just like, you know, that's like the judgmental thing. I know, like, obviously, you know, in a certain business setting, you know,
Well,
I'm not
sure.
gonna be, you know, wearing a t-shirt and a hat,
Right.
right? But like, you know, at the same time, like, you know, like, chill out, people. Like, just, you know, like, if people want to be themselves, like, this is like how
This
somebody
is
wants
who
to
they
dress.
are.
Like, hey, if they're good at what they do, and you know, what does it matter? It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what somebody looks like. And I've learned that, not that I didn't, you know this before, obviously, but like, even like recently I've had some guests on that, you know, you would look at them and you would probably just judge them based on their look, or their appearance, or tattoos,
Sure.
or you know, whatever. Like,
Whatever.
you would look at that person and be like, oh man, that person can't be, like, you would never think that they're a business person or a good business
Right.
person until like you actually talk to them. But you would just judge from afar and be like, yeah, he looks like a loser. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's so weird.
It
but
is
even
so weird.
like, if you were in a suit right now, I would not be comfortable. It's just weird how
yeah,
like, we
That
all
would be
perceive
really weird,
each other.
right?
I don't know. I just feel too like,
too stuffy.
yeah, too
Too-
rigid. No.
yeah.
I feel like you would be like interrogating me and not
Yeah,
just
right.
talking. And,
Yeah,
you
I'd have to
know.
put my badge down on the table.
Yeah,
you know,
it would feel
like,
a little weird. So
jeez.
no, I just think we all have to stop judging each other so hard. And I know
Yeah.
that that's really hard, but
yeah,
just stop.
It is.
Like, we're kids. I get it. You're kids. You don't know any better.
right.
But children,
Yeah. We've all been there.
like,
We've all done that.
children, you get yelled at by your parents and move along.
Yeah.
But adults, I don't know. Our generation just really struggles with judging people.
Yeah, I also think too, and you know, it's I think that's more of that's a you problem, not. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like when you're judging somebody, that's a you internal
Yes.
you problem. It's nothing to do with you. Like, meaning, like, if someone's judging you, it's
Right.
not you, Katrina. It's
Right.
actually, it's the person judging you. It's
Right.
something that it's their own
It's their
insecurities
insecurity. Yes.
reflecting onto you.
Absolutely.
You know, like, that's so true.
That one, you hit the nail on the head right
Yeah.
there. That is, it is their problem. But that's what I've come to realize, that I'm not the problem. Because in my head, I think I was
Unless you're
always the
Taylor
problem.
Swift.
Oh.
Right? Are
I'm
you a
not-
Swiftie?
I'm not a Swiftie.
Oh, man, Jess is going to be very disappointed
I
in you.
know.
Oh.
I should have just lied. I should have lied.
But no, you shouldn't have, because you're being yourself.
I'm
It's
not a
yeah.
Swiftie.
Okay, that's
but
cool. Sorry, I'm not either. I mean,
I don't even know. You just made me lose my whole train of thought
I
because
know.
you asked me if I was a Swiftie.
I derailed you.
You did.
I totally derailed it. God, I'm the worst.
I don't know where I was going.
I don't know either. What was it? Was it the authenticity or no, about judging.
Judging.
The insecurities, people projecting their own insecurities onto you.
Yeah, I think people, I don't know, our generation is so bad with that, and I think it's something we need to work on. But I don't know why we're all like that, because I can easily tell you that I think it's our 30 to 40 bracket that, I don't know.
I don't know what it is. You know, I'm. This is going to sound really contradictory because I'm a huge fan of technology. Clearly,
Yes.
This lives on the internet.
Sure.
But I will say, like, there's like, you know, you go and you scroll through Instagram,
True.
or Facebook, and it's like, oh wow, well, Katrina's like out having fun.
Right.
I'm not. So now I hate Katrina. She's too good for everybody.
Right.
Like, so do I think that social media and technology are the problem? Not necessarily. I think it just exposes.
You're right.
It exposes people more. Like, you know, when you put stuff online, it exposes yourself for, you know, people to judge you.
Absolutely.
Again, it's still a them problem that they're judging you.
Right.
But, you know, people are, you know, when they're bored and they're, you know, angry, mad, they're scrolling on social media, and when they see a cool picture of Katrina out having fun and doing good things
Right.
for the community, they're like, screw her.
Yeah, but what people don't
You know?
realize is that you for the most part, people only put the good stuff online.
Right.
So like, social media is, that's a hard one. That's
it is
really hard.
And I love it. I mean, I'll first admit, like, I'm obsessed. I mean, like, I'm literally, this whole thing
and it's amazing.
It all started from social media, you know, but like, again, I think it all goes back to it's a you problem. Internal you problem. Because listen, you could go on social media, and as long as you're content with yourself, there's no reason that you should be judging somebody. You're scrolling on Instagram. There's no reason you should be like, screw her.
Right.
But there really shouldn't be, because if you're happy if you're happy with who you are, yourself, what you're doing, you know, nothing's perfect. Nobody's ever just gonna be like, oh my god, I'm just like, oh my god, like my life is like the best. Like there's there's gonna be a little bit of ups and downs, whatever, and give and take. But but if you're truly content and happy, like, you shouldn't really have to really worry about that. But I will say that it does obviously give, that exposes people to the potential of like going down that rabbit hole. They call it doom scrolling.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Doom scrolling. Huh. That's like the, I don't want to say maybe depressed. I might be like labeling it wrong. But like, you're sitting home, like
just scrolling.
You're just scrolling, doom scroll. Like it's like for like hits like dopamine, because you're like, you're lacking that, whatever it is, like, and you're just sitting home like at night, and you just keep scrolling and scrolling. Yeah, doom scroll. Google it. Yeah, look it up. Doom scrolling. It's a thing.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
Yeah, don't doom scroll, but look up doom scrolling if you want.
I'll just Google it and then put it away.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Got it.
But clearly, since you didn't even know what it was, you're not doing. You're obviously not doing it, because you would know.
No,
you would know, obviously, because you'd be like, oh my god, I'm a chronic doom scroller.
Well, I'm trying. I think I'm trying to.
Yeah, like, I'm in therapy for doom scrolling. Hi, I'm Bill Corrigan Jr. and I'm in therapy for doom scrolling.
To meet you. Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, no, that is a thing.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I didn't even hear about it, by the way, until like
recently.
A year ago?
Oh, that's
not less.
Recent.
Actually, less. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just under a year ago.
Yeah, never heard of that. But I'm trying to get off the phone too, because a lot of it is. It's promoting events. It's pushing events, pushing sponsors, pushing all of that. Yeah, which is great, and people love that. But then after that, I'm trying to close it up a little bit. Don't live on the phone. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy all that's out there, or enjoy the event itself. I remember Diamonds last year. I have 0 pictures from. 0, and I'm in charge of it. How do I have 0 pictures from it? And then I finally realized, because you put it down and you enjoyed it, and you did it all. And do I remember it? Yes, because I wasn't like boop.
Yeah, and you have the memories.
Yes, it's crazy.
Instead of living through the lens of the phone, which like I myself even like, I'll say like somewhat recently tried to,
it's hard.
As much as obviously people are like, he's the biggest liar in the world, because I see him, he's like online 24/7, but like I have other people that help me. Like it's not, you know what I mean? So like, but at the same time, like at events or even just personal things at home, like I still like love to capture them all too.
Absolutely.
I guess I'm always like the guy with the camera too. Like, just at home, like my wife says like I'm way better at taking pictures. Which like, there's always that person in the relationship that is like the better picture taker, right? Just so happens to be me. I'm not bragging, but it's just like, I just really do like to capture those moments, because sometimes other people aren't. Like if it's not your thing, like my wife, like she's not like the the picture taker really of all of it. She's always like, you take the pictures. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
You're like, I got this.
Yeah. But then even myself too, like, sometimes, it's like, it's great that I'm able to do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I take a lot of cool pictures. Like it's great. I can capture it all. But then like you said, like, then I'm like,
then put it away.
Yeah. Because like, I feel like sometimes I'm just stuck behind the camera, like focus too much on like, oh, I just need to make sure I'm getting all good pictures.
Right.
And it's like,
to then post them. And then this is the circle.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of them, like, believe it or not, like I still do take like a lot, but I also I don't even share them anymore.
See, that's a good thing. That means they're for you and your happiness.
Yeah. And for a while, I feel like people are like, oh, how come you don't post any pictures anymore? I'm like, because I just don't want to.
You don't want to.
Yeah, like it'd be like, oh, like when you first had Braden, it was like, oh my god, you post pictures all the time. Okay,
right.
Sure, Now we don't post them. Like I've had people say like, how come you don't share as much? I'm like, because I just don't want to.
Yeah, but do you see what you're saying? You're saying like people notice that.
Yeah. I'm not even kidding. People like, hey, how come you don't post as much?
Sharing?
I'm just
like, what's wrong?
I don't know.
Right. Yeah. And it's just because you're living your life. You're taking pictures, and then you're living your life.
Yeah. I don't feel like I have to post them to be like, I was there.
No.
I did it. And if you don't post about it, it doesn't count.
No.
It's
a crazy.
Because that's like an anxiety rabbit hole.
It is. It's an anxiety rabbit hole. That's a great way to put that.
It is. I mean, do I post a lot? Hell yeah.
Sure, but you also kind of have to for your job.
Right. Yeah. Part of it like is, and that's also maybe like why partly I'm like, oh, like I need to like, you know, maybe some of my personal life just isn't as out there anymore.
And
Like
that's okay.
I'm a pretty open person. You know, everybody pretty much knows like everything, which like I don't care. Like that's me. That's how I am. Some people are more private. Like you, like you're more private. Like I'm like a mix of the two.
You are.
I'll say like I've become like a little bit more, maybe a little bit more private. Like, but at the same time too, like I don't feel like I have to. Like I felt like I was obligated to maybe do it a little bit more.
Right. And
you know,
I
now it's like, nah.
Now you just.
Plus I do it all the time, like all day. And not that I'm like just tired of it, right? Like I was like, I have to do this all day. Because I love what I do. Like I love all this stuff. It's fun. Like
it's cool.
I want to do it. But again, it's just like, just live in the moment and.
You have to.
Don't feel like obligated to be like, oh, I had to post and tag that person.
Right.
So like they know that I was with so-and-so. Like, who the hell cares?
Listen, I could go down a rabbit hole with social media, dating apps. There's a whole rabbit hole you could go down there.
I never really got into them because I think when dating apps came out, like, you know, me and Jess didn't meet on a dating app, but but I think they had just started. So
I've they never weren't a thing 20 years ago.
Yeah, and I've never really actually even experienced them much.
They're ridiculous. Don't do them.
Don't do them.
It's just ridiculous.
What's like the latest
on the dating apps?
Yeah.
Ew, I hate those. I can't even believe we're talking about this on your podcast right now.
I said we were gonna get into some weird things.
God.
Yeah.
But no, they're just, you know, I'm so old fashioned, and like I think that goes back to me living authentically. I'm like, well, 40 years ago, they didn't have internet and they didn't have dating apps and they didn't have this, and this. So what did our parents do? How did they do it? And I'm like, maybe I want to do it that way. Maybe I want to, you know, live a little bit more old fashioned. And
yeah,
I think that's honestly, I'm a grandma is what I think.
I mean, you just turned 30.
I know. I have the gray hair. We dye it. It's okay.
File for Social Security yet?
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
It's coming right around the corner. Oh my gosh. We're doomed.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. We're going to start doom scrolling because...
Oh, God.
We're doomed. Actually, I was going to start like sitting here while you're talking. I was just going to start...
I'd be like, hello?
Yeah. Oh my God. Where are we?
Wake up.
Wait, I'm the host of this?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
No.
Oh.
It's all you.
Jeez. You took over. I think you're the...
Sorry.
I made you. You're the new host now. Yeah.
When you get sick,
you're like,
call me up.
You're a pro.
I like talking to people.
Yeah,
Again,
I should. You know,
people.
I need to do that actually. And you know, and people have suggested that before. Like, hey, you should have people. I almost like kicked the garbage can over. I'm out of control over here. I don't know what's going on. But people have suggested like, hey, like, would you ever like consider like having somebody be like a stand-in like host? Not for like if you get sick, but that's still a great idea.
Right.
Because if I do get sick, by the way, like I have to take weeks off, and then guess what? I have to do double the work next week.
You're behind. Yeah.
Yeah, which like that's like a big anxiety problem, right? And
see?
You know, plus I don't want my team to be, you know,
behind,
working down to the wire too. Do we work down to the wire sometimes?
Yeah.
100%, absolutely. You know, but we're all good with deadlines. Like we're like deadline people. You know, I live by the deadline. All good. But you know. People have said like, hey, you know, would you ever consider like, you know, having somebody else like be like a host of the show and just not have me across the table, but somebody else.
That'd be pretty cool.
And just, you know, like imagine if somebody else was interviewing you today.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool to just see I'm just doing it for time off, people.
I was just gonna say, we'll send you on a vacation or something. But that would be neat to see that.
Yeah.
Put it in the cap of ideas.
Yeah. So think about that. You don't have to give me any names now, but think about who like might be like a good guest. I mean, obviously I feel like some are probably very obvious.
Yeah.
But then there's probably some that like somebody would probably actually love to, I'll say, sit in this seat, like be me.
Yeah.
But like maybe you just don't know that somebody might want to do that. You know what I mean? Like there might be somebody like one of your friends that like would be like, oh my God, I would totally do that. And you would be like, oh, I never even thought that you would.
Right. And
you know what I mean?
No,
like not that it has to be Chris. I'm just thinking Chris Bohinski, obviously he comes to mind first because he's an amazing, host. but yeah, it's just like there obviously there could be people that are, I'll say like, that you would never expect. Like that wouldn't be any type of TV or radio personality that would probably like really like to just do it once in a while.
Right. Just to even get to know people more. And then maybe that would be their springboard to, a connection to whatever organization or business they
or maybe they start their own thing.
Right. It's all about connections.
It is. That's it. That's
and even like you, like when we used to do Power and all that, and that's how I remember you first. I feel like, I mean, I knew you before that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's really how
But that's how I feel like I met you.
Yeah, well, like for me, like going back to like, when I say like when I came home from college and I didn't really have many friends, so I didn't actually like join Power until, so after college, I worked for Verizon for a year. And then after that, then I got into the family business. But, once I got into the family business, my clientele was a lot different than the Verizon world. So I was like, well, I need to like network, network more. Not that I didn't need to network at the previous job, but I was like, okay, I need to like get out and network more and like really meet more people in the community. Not that I didn't know anybody, but like I didn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
on a different level you needed.
Yeah, because it was like, it's so weird to even think back to this, and it makes me feel like really old, but like, going back like 10, 11 years ago, like I think back like when I joined Power, like I'll say, and I'm sure you probably know who Denny Corby is, right? So Denny Corby, who's become a really good friend of mine, I literally met him at Power.
No
and
way.
I'll never forget it. Like we were standing in line. He was in front. I was going by myself because, I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty like outgoing people person. I mean, I work in sales. I mean, obviously like that's kind of my thing. But at the same time, like even still going to some of those things like earlier on in my career was like, oh, like this is I feel weird.
Right.
And like literally I was going like by myself.
Yeah.
Literally because I didn't really know anybody. And I remember, I think it was at, what's the place on Cole Street? I think they recently closed, or maybe temporarily.
Oh my God. Arena Bar and Grill?
Yes, Arena Bar and Grill. Yes, I forget what year it was. It was like definitely at least 10 years ago. Maybe, yeah, just about 10 years ago.
God.
And I remember Denny Corby was standing in line in front of me, and he made the first move, guys. I'm pretty sure like he turned around, and he was just like, hey, I'm Denny, because he turned around and recognized like I'm by myself, and he was by himself, and he had just started his, he left his family business like right at that time.
See.
And he was just getting into doing his magic and making that
All
like a
of that,
full-time entertainer. And he turned around, he just like introduced himself to me. He's like, hey, I'm Denny, this is what I do. I'm like, oh, hi, I'm Bill. And like, we had no clue who each other were. And it was just like,
and now look at you.
That was it. Like,
you guys are really good friends.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that's literally where we met. And
it literally just takes a hello. I think that's what people don't get either. They think I just like magically now have all these acquaintances and connections and organizations. No, you literally just have to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
But people also, I think the other thing is too, people don't, it's hard to like envision you like 10 years ago, like from an outsider's perspective, right? So think about that. Like, people only see you, and I say this all the time, people only see you and your success and what you're doing in the present.
Right.
Most people, not because they just didn't know you literally at that time, but like they don't take the time to know like where you actually came from, and they just might look at you or me or anybody else like, oh, like, oh, he's so successful. Oh, he has this building.
Right.
I wasn't here a year ago.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but some people that maybe just know me as of like recently might look at me and be like, oh my God, oh, he's got this building. Like, oh wow, like
but it's the how did you get there?
Right, and they have no clue.
Right.
Like they have no idea. It's like people sometimes like us like are kind of like almost narrow-minded where they can only see you in the present moment, like, and it's just like it's almost as if like the last 5 to 10 years of whatever, all the hard work you did like almost like doesn't exist,
right?
Like they only can see you in the moment.
Or they also think that like this is it for you, that like you're done, that this is your peak, but like in your head you're probably still growing and you probably still have all these like things you want to do in life where
I barely got started here.
Right, we're like, oh, he's successful, she's whoever's successful,
right, or they have this family, his dad bought him that building. My dad did not buy me this building, for the record. Right. You know what I mean? It's like things like that. Like, right. It's
where
just,
it's like your life's not over. Like we still have dreams and hopes, and even that, like the whole family thing. Like a lot of my friends are married, kids, pregnant, all that. Mm-hmm. And then there's just little old me. Yeah. So, I have to watch myself with that too, that I'm like, all right, it's okay. Like you're on your own track. You have your own dreams. They have their own dreams too. Even if they have the house, the kids, all that, they still have other things they want to grow with too that you just might not know because they don't share that with you. Or they keep it private, and that's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't know until you ask.
Right.
It's like you said, taking that first step of just like saying, hi, I'm Katrina.
I'm Katrina. How are you?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it goes both ways, like
it does.
For people like, people can, I always think, and there's been so many other people that in the past that have like become guests on the show that were like, oh, I didn't know how to ask, or I felt weird asking, I felt sick, or I felt like I wasn't good enough.
Oh, listen, I said that to you.
Yeah, you did too.
I emailed you that. Yeah,
I know, yeah. And I think I said to you, like, no, like you shouldn't feel that way. And like, I'm sorry if like anyone, I feel like I'm like, I shouldn't even be apologizing, but like, I'm sorry if anyone does feel that way, because like they shouldn't feel that way.
Well, it's not a you thing.
Right.
It's just, it's almost, I think, like a a confidence in ourselves thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's not a you thing. You are the most welcoming and
Well, thank you.
human.
I guess sometimes I put it on me. I guess because I'm a very empathetic person.
You are. You definitely are.
That like I oftentimes just put it on me, like as if like, you know, it's my fault, you know. But
No,
'cause,
I
like,
think it's just
I don't
people.
want to portray that like, oh my god, like, you know, Bill thinks he's better than us, or you know, whatever. It's like
No.
no, like,
Oh my
like not
God.
at all. In
Not
fact,
at
like
all.
I actually get upset when I tell people no for this show. I actually had to actually have somebody else help me
say no.
decide on guests because I have to tell too many people no, and I'm just like oh man, like, you know, that person I know they want to be on so bad, and it's just like just not the right time or not the right fit,
It's
whatever it is.
hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
But no, it's not a you thing.
You're right.
You know, you have people of
I'm
all
not
different
not
walks.
Taylor Swift. I'm not Taylor Swift. And, yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But no, it's not a you thing.
Yeah.
It's us. And, you know, I don't view myself, you know, yes, I can write down on my resume, I do 13 different organizations and, you know, you have this degree, but that's all I see myself as what I can write down, where, you know, other people see me as, you know, this person that, you know, is involved with the community and all that. And I don't see that. And maybe, you know, maybe that's something you saw. I don't know what
Yeah.
you saw that made you, you know, say yes here. But I think we all just have this different perception of ourselves.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. I may have told you one of the things, but like you know, the reason, like some of the reasons, like I said yes, is, well, you know, you were willing to be vulnerable and do something, and I know I knew this, like even before we even spoke, that this is something you never would have done.
No.
So I mean that's like okay, number one, yep, she's coming on.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cringe until it comes out because like it's just mind blowing that I'm here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when it does get posted, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that really happened. You didn't dream that.
Yeah, right.
Because I would
Yeah.
never think little old me still feels like little old me and doesn't, you know. Yeah, I know I'm involved in organizations, but how'd I get here? And then this is great because it reminds me, this is how you got here.
Yeah.
And, you know, my goal is to bring more people into this. So,
Yeah. And
you
like
know,
I recognize all of the good things that you have done and
Yeah.
you're still doing, and you know, but like I said, like, you know, one of the big, you know, factors was like, it was like I knew this is something that you wouldn't really do.
No.
And when somebody tells me, and you guys, this is a good way to get on the show. Like when somebody says like, hey, this isn't something like I normally would want to do, but like I really want to do it. It's like way outside my comfort zone. Like I'm all about that.
Right.
Like I'm, you know, because like it's, you know, I know it's going to like help you grow, and like, and there's
Absolutely.
just a million other branches of good things that will come from this, you know,
Right.
like, and I like the people that like really want to be on this show. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to beg anyone to be on the show. Have I asked people to be on
Sure.
that never expressed interest? Sure. Have people obviously ask me to come on? 100%. And it's a mix of both. It's not just all one thing, you know? But like I want people that want to be involved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's huge.
And like you want to be involved, and you went out of your way and was like, you know, I'm going to do this. Like this isn't normally what I would do, but I'm going to do this. And I'm like, that's the person that needs to be in this room.
Right. And because I want to, you know, get you out there more. Not that you need it. You are super
No, listen,
successful.
I want all the exposure. Believe me.
But like I wanting people to hear me and be like, oh, like you don't have to be friends with me, but like, oh, come to an event, or, you know, get involved. You don't have to get involved with me, but get involved.
Yeah.
Like get
Do
outside-
something, people.
Do something.
I could rant, Katrina. I could rant all day long about that. All day long.
Really.
I can't stand.
Do
I'm
something.
gonna go on the rant. I just can't stand. I'm not like a big complainer. Do I sometimes? Here I am. I'm complaining about complainers, right? How ironic is
You're
this?
explaining it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people that just like complain, like, oh, there's nothing to do, or this sucks, or my job sucks, or I hate this. Like, there's nothing good out there. Go find it.
Find it.
Go do it. Like
Do it.
that's on you.
Yeah, and do
Like-
better.
Like no one's gonna hand you anything. No one's gonna do the work for you.
No.
You know, like, you know, I've had a lot of people like, hey, I want to start a podcast. I'm like, okay, let's do it then.
Right,
When
let's dig deep and do it.
Then when push comes to shove, like then people are like, no. Well, it's like, well then don't complain that like you don't have it. Like I helped you. I tried to help you. I've helped so many people. Like, you know, like I want people to do it. I want people to
Right.
succeed. Like, you know, I've given so much of my free time, and I probably still continue to will, because I genuinely like helping people. Like,
Sure.
and if I can help anybody, even if it's not podcast related, I just would like to help, because I feel
Right.
good. It makes me feel good about myself. Like when I'm doing something I know is helping somebody in any fashion. But like, I just don't like when people complain about their situation, but
Right.
don't do anything
Right.
about
If
it.
you're not trying to change it, Please don't complain
Yeah,
about
you
it.
have no place. Like, just go sit in misery then.
Right.
Like, that sounds like horrible,
Right?
but just like...
No, but it's
there's-
true. If
yeah.
you're not trying to better yourself, like, I use the word do better all day, every day. I'm like, Katrina, do better. Like, or like, you know, you hang up with a phone call from work and you're like, ugh, do better. Like, be nicer.
Yeah.
But people, if you can't do better, then what are you doing? You're doing nothing.
Yeah, you're
literally
going,
doing nothing.
yeah, when you're stagnant, like that, nothing happens. There's no growth,
Right.
and you're just basically going backwards.
Right.
Literally.
And it's not easy. But that's why you have people like me and you and, you know, all these other people that just want to help and want to get involved
Yeah.
and, you know, want to help others. Like, if someone reached out to me from this, from, you know, on Facebook or whatever, and said like, oh my God, I watched your podcast and like, how do I get involved? I'd be like, cool. What do you want to get involved in? Let's try it. I will help you. We will do this. I will, what are your interests? And then we go from there. And
Yeah.
so, you know, it's not necessarily about, you know, you don't have to be the chairperson or the vice president or whatever you are of an organization. You don't have to be that. Just get involved.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all I want for people is to get involved.
Just like literally,
and-
because you don't know what's going to happen. Like even me with Wilkes-Barre Power, like when I, you know, went to the, you know, that wasn't my first event when I met Denny. Like I'd been going like a little bit before that.
Sure.
But, you know, I started going and then I started going consistently. Like,
Right.
and like, then people started to know, you know, at those events and like, you know, I still run the group,
Yes.
right? But like I wasn't on the board from the beginning, like, and people like to this day, I guess because I've been involved with this so long, people like think that I started it, which I didn't, you know, like,
Wait, I thought you did.
see? No.
Oh my God.
No. So I you know, I don't ever want to like take credit for it because I
Oh my God.
100% didn't. It's been like, it changed hands like multiple times.
crazy.
I think it actually started at the Wilkes-Barre Chamber back when it was called the Wilkes-Barre
Oh,
Chamber.
cool.
Like I was probably still either I can't even speak.
It's okay.
Yeah, either high school or college, probably maybe when it's, I don't even know what year
wow.
actually it started, but again, you know, people change hands, you know,
Yeah.
different boards, whatever. And but yeah, like when I got involved, then, you know, the board at the time recognized that, like, you know, shout out to Jeff Conway and Chris Nash, and like they recognized like, hey, this guy's here all the time. Like I was, you know, I really liked it. I was meeting
Right.
people, networking.
Mingling,
it was obviously
yep.
good for business.
Absolutely.
Social aspect too, which by the way, anybody can come for, like, so there's nothing wrong with that. Like just because it's like a business networking event, I can't tell you how many people probably actually do just come for the social aspect because they have a social anxiety and they're trying to get themselves out of
Right.
it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, good, please come.
Right,
Please
just
come.
do it.
You don't have to come there and try to like,
But that could be a reason for anything. It just
Yeah.
doesn't have to be power. I mean, that was my reason for leadership. I didn't think I was going to be involved in 13 organizations.
now-
Are you
now look,
kidding
now
me?
look. Right.
Right. I just did it for friends. Like,
Yeah.
I have no problem admitting that. So if you're just coming to these
Right.
events for friends, go ahead
Good.
and do it. I'm
Good.
not mad. You're not mad.
right.
Just do it.
Good. Yeah. If you have no friends, good. Show up.
Right. Show up.
You'll
I'm-
make friends.
Easily.
Literally. Like somebody in line will turn around and say hi.
Right.
And then you're friends.
That's it.
That's how it works.
Or like bring a friend. Like do
Yeah.
whatever that makes you comfortable. If you don't
Yeah.
want to come alone, don't. Mm-hmm. But you know, and yes, some of the events you have to pay for to go to, but you know, some of them you don't. So go to the free ones first
Yeah.
and get your feet wet.
Right.
And then if you find something you like, go pay to go to an event.
Yeah.
Things like that. It's just
Yeah. But like I said, like going like to the power thing, like I just, you know, they asked me to join the board, and then I
Oh,
joined the
right.
board, and it was just like, you know, moved my way
Right,
up,
moving forward.
you know, and
Growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Growing, and I like it. And I, you know, like even though like this is, you know, because this exists online, you know, there's not like there's no audience here,
Sure.
but like, you know, it's still, to me, it's a community. Like this is a community thing. I
Oh my
built
God,
a community,
absolutely.
right? And but like then power is a community. Like I enjoy bringing people together, I guess is
Yes.
kind of thing. Like whether it's in person or through this
Virtually
show,
or-
virtually
yeah.
online, social media, YouTube, wherever. Make sure you subscribe, people, and
to
support
shout
the
it out.
sponsors. Check the comments, the description. Click, make purchases. Everybody will be happy.
Do it all.
Yeah, but no, but it's cool. Like just having the community of people. Like I really like that, and I don't know. I take great pride in that, and I guess probably also too, like just going back to it, like not having the friends, because I was even the kid in high school who, and I've said this before on the show, so I know some people listening probably have heard this, but you haven't. So like I was like the kid who was like I was friends with everybody but friends with nobody,
yes.
right? Which is like weird,
Yes.
and most people probably like wouldn't think that of me.
No.
Because like they're like, well, again, because like some people now only see me as Bill in
Successful Bill.
2023,
Yeah.
right? But didn't know me then, maybe didn't even know me 3 years ago, right? But
Right.
it's you know, like in high school specifically, it was like, again, I just had like some, like, I'll call them like acquaintances or barely. It was just
Sure.
like, you know, I was friends with all different groups of people.
Yes.
Didn't really matter. Like,
Yes.
but like, I had, of course, I had a couple like close friends, but just a few. Like, I wasn't like the cool kid who sat at the cool table with the 12 kids. I was like, it was me and like 3 or 4 others. But like, so, but like I said, like, I feel like I never, like, I always didn't really have like that big group. And it's just like, so for me, it's kind of this whole thing is weird because like now in a way I'm like building communities virtually in person, almost maybe, subconsciously, maybe because I felt like I was like just kind of pushed, aside and didn't really fit in. But I also realized like I'm glad I didn't fit in. Like I never fit in anywhere really my whole life with really anything. But like it took me maybe up until a couple years ago to realize why I never did fit in. And I was always like chasing like to fit in. I feel like my whole life I was chasing that, like, how do I fit in? How do I get in the cool crowd, the cool kids, whatever? And it's like once I realized that I wasn't meant to fit in. Mm-hmm. Like I was just meant to just be me. Yeah. And once I finally realized that, then it's like, well, boy, that took me a long time to realize, but like that's it. Like that's it. Like that. I was just meant to not fit in. Exactly. That's it. Period.
But isn't that crazy? Like it took you that long in life. Yeah. Like it's something that people probably thought, oh yeah, you found that out when you were like 18 in high school. No, it takes time. Yeah. And also even just sitting here listening to what you just said, I'm like, oh my God, Bill and I are so similar. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, we really are. It's just like
it's mind blowing. The thoughts that are coming out of your mouth, I'm like, oh, darn it. I guess I can't say that because Bill just said it. Like, but I'm like, I feel a whole new level with you even. And that's all it takes is one simple conversation. Mm-hmm. And one podcast. It's hard.
That's it.
Right. Well, it doesn't even have to be a podcast.
Right. Yeah. Right.
That's
what
I'm saying. Yeah. But put yourself out there in any way, shape, or form, and just do it.
Yes. But like you just, again, even if it's just like having a conversation, somebody comes up to you and you just start talking, like
that's it. Just start there. That's all I ask.
Yeah. It really is. But yeah, it's so weird to like think about that stuff. Like again, I've said
and no one does.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. Mm-hmm. And we don't like. Our generation hates hard things.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know.
I like hard things. This sounds like it's getting really weird, people.
Well,
I told you it was gonna get weird.
No, but I don't know. I feel like our generation just
like
wants the easy road and
doesn't want to like actually talk about things.
Oh no,
like wants to like hide behind
eye contact. That we are all really bad at that.
We're making really good eye contact.
I know
here, right?
this is great. This is like, because we're comfortable. Yes, but not everyone has that. So we're gonna bring them in and embrace them, and it's gonna
be great. Guys, look at us. Do it.
That one.
You won't die. I promise.
You won't. It's uncomfortable, but
you might have a little anxiety, but you'll get over it.
You'll get over it.
Trust me. Yeah.
Anxiety is. Yeah. You'll get over it.
You just have to do it. Back to the doing.
Right. Just do it and do better.
Stop complaining.
That's it.
Yeah.
And stop complaining.
Yeah, seriously.
We'll add that in there.
Yeah, like listen, everybody loves a good rant, good like, just dump it on Facebook in a status every, once in a while, like, we all do it. Everybody's guilty of it. I'm not saying like I haven't done it or I'm not going to not do it again, but like, I'm not the person who's, just going to complain all the time. No. I think I'm a pretty positive person, not that I'm saying like, oh, I'm just gonna be positive 24/7. Like that's not reality.
No.
Right? Like I struggle with things all the time, but I just decide not to post it on Facebook, Exactly. Like you don't need to.
No.
And I don't always post all my wins either.
No.
Like actually, and I think I don't post them enough. I guess partly because I feel like people would just like think, oh, he's bragging. Right. Oh, he's bragging. Because everybody always says, like, Bill, like you never celebrate
your wins.
Yeah, your wins and your successes. I'm like, well,
right. And I would love, like, people like me would love to know them.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like, oh my God, Bill, that's awesome.
And people that really do care about you, like you just said, you want to know.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times people, myself included, just feel like, I feel like I'm bragging again. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, so there's that. And it's like,
it's hard. This whole, it's a circle of.
Yeah, which I've mostly gotten over that, but also the other half, the reason too, is I'm actually just so goddamn busy. Just building the next thing that, like, I celebrate in my head. Great, check box. Okay,
work, family.
couple of family friends.
Right.
You're like, I text my wife, hey, got this, good. Hey, congrats, right? And it's like, to me, like, I don't need the pat on the back. I don't feel like I need to post it. But like, also, I'm also just so damn busy. Just like, okay, got that. What's next? And I'm so, because I'm just busy doing the work.
Right.
Because I take pride in actually like getting shit done. That's like my new favorite thing.
Checking things off the list.
GSD mode, get shit done.
Wow.
Feel free to use it as much as you want.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it's not copyrighted. Yeah, please use it. I get shit done.
I like it.
I really take great pride in that. like, and things that I say on this show always come true. So just say whatever you want,
Good.
you know, and it'll happen.
Wow, you're like a genie.
I am. Yeah. This is the genie bottle actually right here. This is the genie bottle brought to you by Elevation Wellness. All your dreams come true. Is this how it goes?
I
right?
think so, yeah.
Okay, you get to reach into here, make a wish, and if you go to Elevation Wellness and use code STACKS10, you'll get 10% off.
Oh my God.
Or is it just Stacks? I'm a horrible...
Well,
guys, I'm sorry. Just go to Elevation Wellness and mention me.
you.
OTS something.
No, I'm going to. I've never been there.
Yeah. You got to go.
I want to go so bad.
You've never...
It looks so cool.
Have you ever done the like the IV stuff?
I have. I've done like the drips for reasons that are, you know, college reasons.
Yeah, right.
But they have so many different options I've read about that I'm like, oh my God, like this is so cool.
There's a menu that's I don't want to say it's
like
too
a
long,
food
but
menu.
it's long. Yes.
It's like
yeah. Yes.
I saw that. So no, I definitely want to try that. And
Limitless.
I'll tell them that you don't know your code, so just shout you out.
Just
they'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll know.
Perfect.
We'll clip this. I'll give you this clip and just take it there and show them this.
Be like, here you go.
Yeah, just take it there.
Perfect.
You know, there's an ad in this show, so hopefully, if you made it to this point, you've actually already seen the ad.
All right, I'll write it down when I.
Yeah. At this point, you have already seen the ad for Elevation Wellness. The code is in there. I promise, it's right in the ad. I don't know what it is because I'm an idiot, but yeah, check it out.
I want to.
And by the way, like I know I said this to you earlier too, but I was like a big baby with needles.
Oh, like needles.
Like yeah. Like I'm not, but like
I'm not the best with them either, but you know.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give something a shot. Let us try it.
Yeah, if it works, you know, it's like temporary pain for much greater
relief. Yeah.
Yes, after. But yeah,
I'm excited.
Try the Limitless.
Okay.
Limitless. That's the IV bag. It's like I don't know exactly all what's in it. So please do all your own research. Consult with your doctor.
Right, you're not a doctor.
Yeah. No, but it's like I'll say that it's like a good starting point. Like that's what I started with.
Okay.
Because it's like I'll say just a concoction that kind of is a little bit of everything.
Got it.
So like if you don't know where to start or you don't want to do something very specific, like like some of the other things that when you look at the menu, like it'll tell you like this is specifically for this, like an athlete
like
recovery. And if you're not going there for that, well then maybe you don't want to do that, right? But maybe, who knows? Maybe it'll do something cool.
I'm excited.
But go talk to them because like they actually guide you. Like that's like their thing.
Right. Like give me some advice on direction.
And I had no clue either. Like when I met Louis, who's the owner, I was like, dude, I'm like, I have no idea. And he's like, well, how do you feel?
Right, like what do you do?
Yeah, like what do you? Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, he's
that's
like,
awesome.
Do you need like more mental clarity? Is it mental, physical? Because actually, it's not. People also don't go there just for the physical.
Sure.
There's a lot of mental, things that are,
I'm definitely gonna reach out. That's awesome.
Like improve focus and all that stuff. So
that's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Limitless is like a just an all around
cool
go-to.
I'm pumped.
Easy place to start. And it's not that bad. The needles aren't that bad.
We just want to look.
And I'm the first to admit, like I'm like the biggest baby when it comes to needles. My wife is probably laughing her ass off right now, but she's also not a fan of needles. So, but yeah, I'm just like a big baby.
That's okay. If you can do it, I'll do it.
Listen, people, trust me. If I can do it,
I'll do it.
Anyone can do it. Yeah.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah, check it out. It's a cool place.
Cool.
Very welcoming. I'm really talking it up.
Hey, that's
because I really like to support the people that support me.
Exactly.
Obviously they're a paying sponsor. I mean that's a given.
But even besides that,
but like you
can tell really like what service you had and all of that, and that's worth its weight in gold more than sponsorship and anything like that.
And I wouldn't be talking about because I really take great pride in like my reputation and my brand, and I'm never going to align myself to with another person or brands that I don't believe is doing something good or a product or service I don't believe in. Like I take great pride in that, literally. So like if I post and share something, like listen, I get multiple things sent to me to my house all the time from companies.
Oh my God.
And sometimes I just tell them, like I have one right now and I'm not going to say their name because no reason why, whatever. And it's just like, not that it's bad. It's just like not for me.
And that's okay.
So guess what? Like, hey, thanks for the free product. I tried it. I'll send them a little thank you, but I'm just like, you know what?
And that's okay.
But so like, I'm never going to share it. No one's ever going to know. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like, I'm not going to just share something just because like somebody sent me something or paid me a little bit of money for it.
No.
If I don't believe in it, it's just not worth it.
Right. Because you're living authentically.
100%.
See?
100%.
You're good at this. I don't need to preach on living authentically at you.
Could I go make more money by posting about things?
Sure.
100%. I could. I know I could.
Absolutely.
Like I 100% know I could, but I just won't do that.
No.
I just won't do that
It's not worth it.
It's not worth the quick buck to ruin my reputation. It's just not worth it.
Exactly.
Not worth it.
Exactly.
Plus, I can't lie. I'm actually just a bad liar.
That's not a bad thing.
I can't fake things. You know what I mean? Like I really can't. Like I just can't. Like it just doesn't. You'd be able to tell so quickly that I'm lying. You would just know. You would tell this. I mean, you clearly could tell when I'm being authentic, right? Like this is
right.
If you see any other version of me, I'm lying because like, you know, if I'm not this excited about something, then
right.
You know what I mean? Because I can't. Like I can't fake.
That's funny.
You know what I mean?
That's funny.
But yeah, but I really love supporting the people that support this.
Supporting
and
local.
guests, people that just like a post. I don't care. Like everything, like, you know, not just the paying sponsors, but like everybody, like, you know what I mean? Like you're supportive, like you being on here is supportive. Absolutely. And you probably don't even realize that, but like, yeah, I just, and I made this conscious effort recently, like literally just like, it was like a month or two ago. And, I said, you know what? I'm not going out of my way to support people that just aren't supporting me. Right. Again, not that it has to be tit for tat. I'm not saying that, but like, you know, people are paying for this to exist and paying for me to be here with you right now. So you bet your ass I'm going to talk them up every chance I get.
Absolutely.
100%. Because if it weren't for the sponsors, the listeners, fans, like this it wouldn't exist. Right. Like it literally just would not exist. So I'm like, I'm going to go ham with everybody that supports the show, sponsor or not. And that's it. And I'm not sorry.
No, and what's even better is like they're local businesses.
Yes.
They're not these giant corporations.
Yeah.
You know, and supporting local is huge. I mean, you do a lot
I'll take
of
the
it,
giant
but,
corporation too thing if the
well,
check's right and if the product's right. But
it's nice to see some small ones too that I'm like,
and they pretty much all are. They're literally all. They all are.
Yeah, they're all
I have a couple brands that are, you know, weren't started and founded here that I work with, but they're not giant. They're still small businesses.
That's what I mean. They're not.
They're still small businesses.
Huge.
Right. Yeah.
So
they're still
nice to see that, and
it's just cool to like have other, like, I'll say like startups being aligned with other startups because it's fun.
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
I'm literally helping grow other people's businesses by them supporting my show.
Right.
Like seriously, like it's crazy.
It's crazy. Or even like the burn board.
Yeah. Like that's what I get.
Never heard of that until I was listening like to the podcast.
Stacks 15% off.
But it's just,
I remember that one.
Of course. But it's just crazy. Like,
and my crazy sweat tent.
Oh, I heard about that. I don't remember whose podcast you went on about that, but I was like, okay, maybe we'll fast forward.
It was my own. It was my own. I ranted about the sweat tent. Yeah, same thing. Like again, they're not local, but they're a small startup, and they're helping me grow just as much as I'm helping them grow. It's like it's crazy, but it's cool. The product's hot because it's sauna, but cool.
Oh, but see, like you're growing them.
Yeah,
you're growing yourself. You're growing. It's all about growth.
It's exactly.
Do you see that I could go on about the same 4 topics for 6 hours?
Exactly.
But that's a good thing.
It is.
So.
Yeah. This just turned into like me ranting about
a little bit,
complainers
but
and all the sponsors.
Okay.
I took over the show.
Right.
You were supposed to be the host, I thought.
It's all right. Next time.
All right. Yeah.
I'll find someone to interview and I'll be like, you're it.
Here we go. Yeah, we're building that other studio back there. Like, we got.
Maybe that's mine.
Could be. Actually, it is. It's yours. I'll turn the keys over to you as soon as we finish here. I'll leave. You can lock up whatever you want. You know, this couch I actually pulled out to be bed if you want.
All right. I'll stay here.
Yeah, whatever you want. Help yourself to the fridge.
Wonderful. Get
booze,
some DoorDash.
Water. Yeah.
Lovely.
Whatever.
No.
You could make yourself at home here.
This is great. This is You're so welcoming. I love it.
Yeah, I like to be. I think I'm like a hospitable. Is that the right word?
Wow.
My vocab is like
right out.
Woo, hospitable.
Yeah.
I enjoy being hospitable. I hope that's the right word.
Whip that SAT word right out.
Oh, don't even. No way. SATs. I don't even know what that was. But yeah. No, I think that's just kind of like how I grew up, though.
Yeah.
You know, like just being around family that was always like that. Like, like I like to host. Like literally, I mean,
literally.
But no, like even like at home, like we like to have people at our house,
get-togethers.
Yeah, like we just like to host and it's. I don't know what about it. It's just.
No, I love doing that too.
I like just having that environment where like everybody just feels like welcome and good. And it's like, man, you're taken care of.
That's what I love. And people have told me that. And I kind of give myself a little pat on the back for that when they're like, you're the person that brings people together.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you are.
That makes me feel so good.
We're so much more alike.
I know.
Than we even realized.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Because I've looked up to you for so long. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like him. What? This is so cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
But no, I love bringing people together. And the fact that people recognize that now, I'm like, okay. Like, we're doing something right.
Yes. Yes, definitely doing something right.
And making them feel comfortable. That's huge.
It is.
Because if you're not comfortable, I'm not comfortable, and then
F it.
it's a downward spiral.
It is a downward spiral.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was really fun.
This was amazing. Thank you so much.
Not that I didn't think it was going to be.
I don't know. I was scared.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
No.
I was so scared.
No. You didn't look scared. This is confidence right here.
Hey.
This is it.
Here's my story.
But listen, like everybody still get I still get nervous. I have no shame in admitting that. You know what I mean? Like I've done this 175 times, but like it's still like it doesn't, and any performer for the most part will say the same thing.
Oh God, yeah.
I've talked to professional athletes, musicians, everybody on like the top level, and they've all said the same thing. I still get a little nervous before I go on stage, whatever that stage is. Doesn't matter whether it's athlete, music or whatever, whatever it is, a speech, anything. Anything. It doesn't matter. Like it's normal, and you should feel that way. You should still actually feel a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like nobody's perfect. Like
nobody's perfect.
Yeah. So just go do, people.
Go do better.
Listen, we all suck at the beginning.
Oh God, yeah.
All of us.
You have to build your way up.
You have to suck first. You just have to. You have to be bad. You have to be willing to be really bad to be great.
So not optimistic, Bill.
Yeah, but you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be like, you gotta be bad.
You have to
be willing to
push
be bad.
through the bad.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Or
it's
the
like,
uncomfortable.
It's
we'll
like
call it.
because when you're starting something new, whatever it is, like you're not gonna be good at it.
No.
It's like you have to know that you're not gonna be good at it, and then be willing to be like, I'll get better at it.
Right, and you'll get there.
I think people are sick of hearing us rant about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, you're so positive.
Guys,
Goodbye.
end the show. End the show, please. For the love of God.
Take your positivity elsewhere.
Yeah. All right. We'll give Dress for Success another plug. How can people find you online, the organization? And there's plenty more, but feel free to give them whatever plug before we end here.
Yeah, definitely look up Dress for Success Luzerne County on Facebook, on Google search, whatever you want to do there. If you want to come to the event, it's September 28th, Thursday at 5:30. You have a chance to win a $3,500 diamond.
$3,500?
I know, it's valued at $3,500.
Can I win this?
Yeah, you can come. You can certainly come. Anyone's welcome as long as you're over 21. So yeah, you can come and you have a chance to win a diamond or even a 7-day vacation. There's a lot of cool prizes this year. A lot of cool. There's a Blackstone Grille.
Oh my God.
It's pretty cool. But anyway, come to the event. And then me personally, if you want to reach out through any platform, Instagram, Facebook. And, I'm always there to say hello. I'm there to get you connected. Whatever you want and how you want to get involved, I will put you on the right path. If I can't do it myself, I will call someone and we will get you there.
Yes, that's exactly it. I just literally said to somebody yesterday, it's like, I don't have all the answers, but like, I know people that do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right,
or not all the answers, but I know somebody that could have. If I can't help you,
question.
I'm just going to tell you, like, nah, not for me, but hey, go talk to, I literally pass somebody on, like, I'm just, go talk to that person. Like,
give me a couple days. But just look me up by my name and I'll get you where you need to be. But
we're like real humans, people.
Yeah.
We're just like everybody else.
Yeah.
We're not these
just
mythical.
Trying to get through.
I might be mythical, actually. This is a hologram.
Ooh.
I might not actually be here.
Oh,
kidding.
God.
It's got really weird in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the year 3000.
Yeah. 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 I hope this exists still then and people can look back at that and be like, what in the world?
Oh, God. Well,
those people just ranted about complainers the whole time.
For a good part of it. The positive people.
But the thing is, like, those people won't even be listening.
Nope.
I hope not. But if they are, I hope they are and that they get better.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
I think that's why I rant. Because I just want other people to do better.
Right.
Do
better.
I don't even care if I don't like you.
Right. That's huge.
I don't care.
Just do better.
Because I don't care. Like, I just stop, like, I used to, like, look at other people, like, look at, like, other competition. I'm like, I don't care.
Right.
It doesn't even matter to me. I don't look at things that way. At least not anymore.
I agree.
It's like we can all exist and do well.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Just go do good stuff. That's it. And we're ending it there.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for getting outside of your comfort zone with this.
This is awesome. And I'm shook that I shared what I shared, but
yeah.
Thank you so much. And
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. And
people are going to love it. I'm telling you.
I hope so.
Just wait until this episode drops.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you. I often get more excited, I feel like, than anybody. because I'm just like so
You're
pumped.
proud,
I'm pumped.
yeah.
Yeah, proud of it. Like I'm pumped up about it. Like I'm like pumped that you're pumped.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is excitement inception.
I can't wait. Excited, scared, but here we go.
People will probably hate me at this point.
No.
You're probably like, what did I get myself into?
No, I can't wait. I'm excited, and
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, good for you. I'm happy for you, and I'm really excited to see you doing all these really great things, and just keep doing them, because like the world needs more people like you. Like seriously.
Thank you.
Like,
that's
you know,
that's awesome to hear. Thank you so much.
100%. All right, Katrina Wallace
Thank
on the
you.
Stacks podcast in the Blue Door Studio. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Bill.
If you want to see more On the Stacks content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/onthestackspodcast, or search the hashtag OnTheStacks on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn.